Let me see here. Okay, I pressed live. Are y'all seeing it? Okay. Are y'all seeing it? Okay. All right, let me put this down. Hey, everybody. We're working the kinks out today. All right. So, hello. Thank you all for coming in. My name is Jasmine Merricks. I'm the owner of Jasmine's Notary. And today we're doing the JAS Class Presents We Got You. And these are all of my mentors who got me started in notary business, tax business, and hopefully going forward for a lot other things in the future. All right, so first off, I want to go ahead and introduce myself, but you can always check me out at my website at jasminenotary.com just to get more information. As always, I'm not too much of putting, information on myself. You can see that anytime I really want to take this time to introduce my guests and just let them give their background. So first off, I want to start with Takesha Robinson. I'm out of Virginia. You want to give us your name of your business?
Hey everyone, I'm Takesha Smith Robinson. I am the owner of After Hours VA here in Richmond, Virginia.
Thank you. All right. And the next one, Deshauna.
Hey everybody, my name is Deshauna Scott and I'm the owner of Lady Scott Enterprises here in Richmond, Virginia.
Thank you. Mary. Mary, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, Mary Beth here. I'm so happy to be part of this live. I am from MMR Notary Public and Business Services. I am a notary in Texas.
Thank you. Last but not least, Christy.
Hi, everybody. I'm very happy to be here. I am the owner of 305 Notarize in Miami, Florida, as well as I am a realtor, among many other things, and I'm very excited to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. So the reason why I'm doing this is my first time where I'm able to get all my mentors on the same schedule. I wanted to just show my appreciation for everything they've done over the last few months. And this is their first time meeting each other, with the exception of two. But like I said, they are all over, from Florida, Texas to Virginia. And, I really hope to meet even more mentors. But, these have been my foundation. They're the one who got me started. And they accept my calls all hours of the night, text messages, and, they've always been there for me. So I want to start off with how I met each one of them. So shout out to Crystal Simmons if she's watching. Me and her, we became really cool through Arbonne International, and I was telling her how I really was getting into notary and was trying to figure out how to get started, and we put our heads together, and she kind of turned me on to Facebook groups. And prior to that, I just thought Facebook was just keeping in contact with friends from college and long distance relatives. But I didn't know how many people you can actually meet in areas of concentration that you're interested in. So the first person who popped up in this area that really drew my attention was Takesha Robinson from After Hours VA. And I just love how professional her website was. She's very responsive. When I reached out to her, she contacted me in less than 24 hours, set up a free consultation through Zoom, and she literally walked me through beginning and end of a notary. And I was just surprised, someone who didn't even know me, she wasn't, I guess, protective of her knowledge. She was willing to share that with me, so that's how I met Takesha Robinson. And then she put a bug in my ear, about, I guess, notaries that's at the bank. And I needed a document notarized. So I did go to the bank to get it notarized. And that's how I met my next mentor. She may be coming in a little bit later. But I'm just going in the order of how I met each one of these ladies and how they play such an intricate part, in me starting JAS Notary. So, getting onto that, Takesha also has a VIP Facebook page. for notaries to, go to as for like a directory. And I saw a name in there that sounded familiar, and it was Deshauna Scott. And I was just like, that name sounds familiar. And what I didn't realize was that was the same Deshauna Scott I met at my job. So where I work, we do career fairs and job fairs. So we had already done a what was it? It was a Nottaway, right? Nottaway Technical School.
Yeah, you guys came in and were guest speakers for my class.
Yeah, and she teaches criminal justice. And we hit it off, like we've known each other for years. And when I saw her on Takesha's Facebook group, I was just like, it's a small world. You just never know who you will meet. And, we've continued the friendship, not only through, my current career, but also, with my, notary business. And I'm just so excited to have her in my life. So that's how I met Deshauna. And then from there, I just started following a lot of different notaries across the state on Instagram. And then the one that popped out to me was Notary Babe. Because I was just like, wow, she's really glamorizing this field. I mean, all the ladies are beautiful. They have these beautiful pictures, the T-shirts, the mugs. I'm just like, man, they making this look really good. Really, I was like, is this the right, field? Or so I reached out to Mary, and she was once again very responsive. I mean, she talked to me like I was her best friend. She let me know anything I needed, regardless of the time difference. Just send her a text, and she's been there ever since. And most of you know that she and I partner with the tax preparation. So thanks to her, I've taken her course, and now I'm preparing taxes. So I just want to say thank you, Mary. I'm so happy to have met you. And from there, I started scrolling more into Instagram. So I started looking more into the notaries I was following. And then I saw one notary who, put out there that she was an ex-teacher, a real estate agent, a notary, and so much more. And when I reached out to her, I felt like I was talking to a mother. Like she was just like, call me, we need to talk. And she didn't want to just do text. She wanted to hear my voice. And we started talking, and she just explained, notary to me. And not only from documents, from her point of view as a real estate agent. So, she has a wealth of knowledge, and I was just so excited. Even though she's the last one I met, she has definitely provided a lot of information for me. So the reason why I'm doing this session is because I want to say thank you all. I appreciate you all, and I definitely want to continue to work with you and want to, share you all with everyone else who may be interested. We may have viewers in Texas or Florida or other areas of Virginia. If I can't get to you, these ladies definitely can. Okay. So I want to start off with Takesha. I want to let you take the floor. Just share with us whatever it is on your heart.
Oh, wow. That's hard to follow. But I just want to say thank you. And you're right. The world is super small, because when you came to me and we were talking about, remote notarization, and you were giving me your background and that sort of thing, the first person that popped into my mind was Deshauna. And I was like, do you know Deshauna? I was like, because you guys have the same like career path with law enforcement and teaching and that sort of thing. And I was like, if you don't know her, you got to meet her. And you had said, I may know her, I think so. So it was cool that you guys finally connected. So I'm always a big proponent of having like a referral network. And so when I got into the business, I did have a mentor, which cut my learning curve in half, but it was still hard to like network with people in my own backyard, because people looked at you as competition and that sort of thing. So I always put myself out there. If you don't know me from anything else, you know that you can come to me, because I'm willing to share whatever I know to further you. So thank you for reaching out. I was glad I was, able to help in any way. I didn't realize that, or you don't realize what impact you have on other people. So it's kind of, I'm shy, so it's kind of good to hear that, you gained something from me and you appreciate it. So I appreciate you for recognizing us. But I'm glad to be in this group of women. I'm quite sure we all will resonate with someone. Like you mentioned, married, like as soon as I saw Notary Babe, I was like, where did she come from? Like she has so much energy. She's so positive. She's so supportive. Like I want to be in her circle. So it's just amazing to kind of look out that I've probably talked to each and every one of you in some capacity, but we've all come together. So like we all know each other, but we kind of know each other in our own different ways. So just wanted to say thank you for recognizing that.
Thank you. Could you share like a little bit of background, like whether it's your current profession or what you were doing before you became your own business owner, and what you're doing now with your current business?
Yeah, so I became a notary in 2012, and honestly, I became a notary because I wanted to make myself more marketable to attorneys when I thought I was going through a career change. Um, but then when I started researching the role of a notary and other things that you could do, that intrigued me. So that's when I went into loan signing and then eventually remote online notarization, which is how I met Deshauna because we both were the first set of Virginia notaries that were hired through Notarize Inc. And so our relationship started there. And so, full disclosure, I do still work a full-time job. I'm an operations manager for a wealth management firm. So I do run my business part-time. Um, and it's been great. It's funny how you see the industry shift because again, back when I started, um, some notaries weren't as open as we are now. And, now I get on Facebook and I see people sharing. If you're on Clubhouse, there's like a ton of notary rooms where people are sharing information and that sort of thing. So it's good to see the industry has shifted to people wanting to help other people and pull them forward. Again, it's not about competition because all of us are notaries in your mentor circle. So that's good to see that the mindset has shifted a little bit that everyone wants to help and pull people forward.
Thank you. So the next one I have up is Deshauna. If you can basically follow in Keisha's footsteps with whatever it is you like to share with us.
Well, all right. I don't know. Y'all so tough to follow. I don't know what else to say. But I guess I'll start with, thank you again, Jasmine, for doing this. It truly is a blessing to be a part of this group. And as it's been stated, our circle, as big as the notary industry is, it really is a smaller community than we think. I started in this industry in 2012. It was intended to be just a side hustle because I was in law enforcement. I was very happy with my career and I just wanted to make a little extra money on the side. I didn't realize that it was going to turn into and blossom into what it has today. And I worked the industry for about, from 2012 to 2016. Just doing loan signings, not really expanding or anything, just doing loan signings. And then I started, getting on social media, finding different Facebook groups. And one of the first people that that information and knowledge, she's always been that person. So, low key, she was my mentor too in the beginning. And she still is because now if I run across something, I'll, send her a text message or ask her a question, and she's always been that helping spirit. So I certainly appreciate that. And then in 2016, I decided to make it official. And that's how Lady Scott Enterprises was born. And from there, again, Takesha shows up again and she's like, hey, I have this opportunity. Do you want to be a remote online notary? And I'm like, sure, let's do it. And so again, just history. And it's been great to see the industry where it was and then where it is today. And, it's always great to continue to build the network as we all continue to grow and help each other. We've always said over and over and over again, there's enough money and enough business out here for everybody. And so I just appreciate everybody just being open and willing to share, just willing to help each other, especially as women. It's important that we continue to uplift just continue to help build each other. And so I ran into Jasmine again in my professional career, just as a teacher. And I reached out to, didn't even know her, but I reached out to them to be guest speakers to come and speak to my students. And I didn't mention anything to her about notary business that day because I had no clue. And a lot of times when you're in your professional capacity, you try not to mix what you're doing on the side. And then again through Takesha, she's like, I think you guys should talk. And y'all have a lot of similarities. And then come to find out we already had, made contact with one another. So, everything just comes full circle. So again, happy to be a part of this group and, willing to share and network as much as possible.
Thank you so much, Tashana. So next up, we have Mary. Mary, if you can give us a background of, your business, your services that you provide, and what you did before you started your own business.
Awesome. And Jasmine, I totally forgot to say that I'm the founder of Notary Babe. So yes, Notary Babe in the house. So happy to see Tashana, meet Christy, and see Takesha here. So glad to be part of this. So I was a field supervisor for a home health agency, and I had a really nice salary company car that I was able to use, 401k, all that stuff. It was really good, but I was very unhappy. So I jumped into what I fell back on what I had, which was the notary. I had my notary seal, and then I became a mobile notary, and then I learned that a loan signing agent made more money. So while I was transitioning into becoming a loan signing agent, somebody asked me, so you're a notary, you do taxes, right? And I'm like, hold that thought. Let me look into it. Let me see what's going on with that. And yeah, I jumped on that. And so now I have a tax office. But yeah, along the way, I kind of wanted to have this community of notaries where we can come together, because there really wasn't much going on with notaries that I was aware of. So I wanted to build a good, that's my dog Sophia, I'm sorry. She always wants to be on my lap. But I kind of wanted to build a safe space, because I did notice that there were other groups where it was just like, oh my goodness, you're a new notary. Why are you asking those silly questions? Go learn, go get experience, and then you can call yourself a notary. And it happened to me. So I was like, I got muted for like 30 days, something like that. And I was like, that's not cool. Let's build a space where a new notary is a new notary, and she's just trying to provide, like we are all trying to provide, put food on the table, and trying to hustle. And that's how Notary Babe became. I also kind of wanted to do something like business consultant. So I had added credit repair as a service as well. So now I can help other women open up their credit repair business, their tax office business. So those are the two things I have a really good grasp on, because I've been through all of those steps. So yeah, other than that, I was trying to become a life insurance agent as well, but I didn't pass the test for my permanent license. I just have my temporary license. So I'm going to give it a go after tax season and study and get my license for that as well.
Well, you'll definitely know you will. I know you will. So last but not least, we have Christy. Like I said, please share your information with us. I just love to hear her talk. Oh my gosh, y'all will fall in love with her voice. I love it.
So I resigned from teaching about 6 years ago this June. I had turned the big 40 and I decided to resign. I was like, I need to do something else. I love teaching. I thought it was my calling, but turns out it wasn't. I wanted to continue to help people. I really enjoy the real estate industry. So I was looking into different things that I could possibly do without becoming a realtor at first. And I came across being a notary. I did not know that there was something beyond a stamp, that it was, to notarize documents. I was like, wow, you could do loan signings. You can, learn about mortgages. You can learn about all this, real estate terminology. This is awesome. So when I started finding out, I, did many loan signings, 100, 200 of them later. I was like, wait, I could do so much more. I'm going to get my real estate license. So I opened up 305 Notarized about 3 years ago. And during that time, I started to study for the real estate license. It was not easy. I took the test about 5 times, but I did it. I passed it. And so since then, I've been doing real estate. I've been doing notary loan signings. I also officiate weddings, which I have lots of fun doing. And I've just added another service. I am doing property management. So it's all related, but not related at the same time. And I'm really inspired by all of you ladies here. Honestly, you're the ones that have made me really inspired, all of you, to do what I've been doing. I couldn't have done it without all of you and all the, positive things that you reach out, and tell everybody in the same industry. I really, really appreciate it. And, thank you very much. And I'm, looking forward to continuing my success with all of you together.
Yes.
Thank
you. And Christy, can you just give us a little information about wedding officiant? Because I know a lot of people don't know that notaries can officiate weddings. And
so as far as in Florida, you can officiate. I'm not sure if in every state. I know in many you can, but in Florida, if you have a notary commission, you can be an officiant. And it is a lot of fun. Basically, I started without knowing a thing. I, put myself out there on Google as 305 Notarized, but I also put keywords like wedding, wedding officiant, wedding notary, Spanish wedding, different things so that I can attract all audiences. And I started getting phone calls, and they're like, "Do you have experience, doing weddings?" And I'm like, "Well, I was a teacher. I spoke in front of large groups of people. I was like, let me just try this." And I got ideas online, creating scripts for weddings, weddings that were 2 people to 100 people. And before I knew it, I was doing 30, 40, 50 weddings. It's so much fun. It can be done. If you're able to do it in your state as a notary, I say jump and try it. It's a blast, and you meet so many people. And every wedding that you do is like unique. And before you know it, you'll do so many that it'll just be second nature. You can do it with your eyes closed. And I consider myself pretty shy, and I'm okay in front of the groups of people, the guests. I just let loose, and it's so much fun. It's like being on stage and your own show. It's a blast.
So, Zakisha, do you have any information about wedding officiant for the state of Virginia?
Well, so it's funny you bring that up because Mary Roku, she did a live Notary Babe one day, and she was talking about her wedding officiant business in Texas. And so I got inspired when she said, she would marry people at the border and they would elope. And some of you may or may not know, I eloped in Vegas. And so I was like, wait, I trusted someone enough to go online and book these things so that when we got off the plane, we went to the courthouse, got married, we had pictures, we had this. And I'm like, well, I can do that for people. I didn't look at it like, I wanted to be a wedding planner, but I was looking at it from the aspect of I can help people elope or, do last minute type of things. And so I kind of jumped in and didn't do my full due diligence because in the state of Virginia, it's not a notarial act. But someone can become a wedding officiant, but Virginia has this rule about they won't take online ordination. Ordination, am I saying that correctly? And so I went that route of I guess the UCL church. And then when I called the courthouse, they were like, no, we don't accept it. And so the workaround is you have to apply to become a wedding officiant in the state of Virginia. And it's a 45-day process, but you have to do it before each wedding. And so you post a bond and that sort of thing. And so after I had found out about that, I had also consulted with a notary in South Carolina that has a big property wedding officiant business. And so just getting some ideas from her on how to package and, that sort of thing. So after I found out that, I was kind of bummed out about it. But I mean, I still may go forth, but it's just that it's going to be more planning than what I thought it would be. So, if I decide to go through it, there is a way to do it, but it's not as easy as it is in other states. So I'm jealous of Florida because you guys, take that notarial act just by virtue of being a notary, but here in Virginia, we have some red tape to kind of cut through, but it can be done. So thank you, Mary. You got me thinking about another business venture, but I have to put
Yeah.
it on the back burner until I,
Nice.
think I want to do it seriously. So
Thank you. So I want to get a little, not personal, too personal, but just share with me or share with everyone, like some of the things outside of notary and our full-time jobs. I think we all pretty much have one, that you like to do, I guess to keep yourself, motivated, and focused and maybe just to have some downtime. And any one of y'all, I'm not gonna call y'all. I'll let y'all.
I'm just gonna jump in and say that I probably need ideas. Like I guess pre-COVID, I would say, I started keto. I lost 20 pounds on keto. I was very motivated. I exercised, I did classes, and I was telling everybody I knew, hey, you gotta get on this keto kick. And then COVID came and we started working from home, and like my routine is off. So if you guys have any ideas, I'm not the best person, but I just found lately. So it's been probably about a year that I've been off keto, and like I have to get back. So I have no tips for anyone right now. But if you ladies have anything that gets you going,
Look, me and Deshauna, we can get with you. I said, me and Deshauna can get with you because we doing it. But we just finished the 30 days, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, how you like that, Deshauna? If you want to share that, we did it 30 days at Arbonne.
So let me just say that initially I was reluctant. So, because you have people who do all these different businesses, and people like every time somebody introduces the business to you, it's always the best business ever. So, my thing is I like to observe people first before I just jump into something. And so actually, Jasmine didn't, present it to me. I was actually looking at, on her Instagram, and I was actually watching her as she did 30 days of healthy living, and I saw her results, and I reached out to her and I said, hey, what is it that you're doing? Because I'm trying to, drop some pounds. And so she introduced that to me, and it's actually been amazing. Within like a week and a half, my energy levels started to increase. Just my overall just health, I could just feel a change and a shift in my body. And it's not, necessarily like products itself, but it's a lifestyle change where you're eating healthier and you're just being really conscious about what you put into your body. So it has been a journey, and I'm going to do another round March 1st. So I'm excited.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm telling you, I was so happy when she, said that she wanted to do this with me. And, I had started mine before her. And then I, was still, doing it with her during her 30 days. When she told me she lost like 12 pounds, and what was it, like the first 2 weeks? Was it the first 2 weeks? I was just like, wow, she surpassed me on my first 30 days. So, I'm so happy. And, we're going to be doing it again in March together. So anyone who's interested, definitely send me a message, and I can speak to you. And to Keisha, we can link up after we get off this live if you're interested.
Yeah, no, the food is so good.
Yes.
It is so good. So it's definitely worth it. It's not, where it's just like protein powders and products. It's like the food. So you're not hungry, which is what I love.
Yes. Yes. And that was my thing. I was concerned about it being just like the shakes, and that was it. And the flavor of it is no aftertaste to it. And it was vegan. That was another thing. I was like, wow, this is vegan. It's not, it don't have whey in it. It doesn't have all these other, carcinogens in it that can, cause something, another type of ailment. So, like I said, anybody's interested in talking about that with me, that's my information. Just send me a little message. I'm always dropping a little something in there. Mary, you want to share, or Kristen, you want to share? What do y'all like to do in your pastime? I follow your Instagram all the time. I'm a stalker, so.
Oh my.
Go ahead, Miss Christy.
Okay, in my pastime for fun or personal?
Fun, anything.
Okay, so I am a coffee junkie. I like to stop at different coffee places locally. and get to know little places. Here we have what's called ventanitas, little windows with coffee shops, mostly Cuban coffee places, but as similar as they are, they all have a little bit of uniqueness to them. So I enjoy doing that actually once a day. And I get to meet a lot of people like that, whether it be for personal or business. We do a lot of networking at those little windows or coffee shops. It's just so much fun to me. It's a stress reliever, and you never know who you'll meet. And you'd be surprised at the connections that I've made just because of a little cup of coffee. And, it has inspired me. So I enjoy it. Even throughout COVID, I'm not frightened. I go and have my coffee since they've been open. I go to my little window with my mask on. I take off the mask and I have conversations with people from all over. And it's a lot of fun.
Yes. Thank you, Mary. Let's turn.
So I have tried keto. I've tried all the diets that are out there, but the best thing about keto is this recipe. They called for almond flour and cheese. And I was like, oh my goodness, I had to just limit myself because it was like so good. But I just for some reason the busy schedule and all that stuff, I can't stay on it. To relax, I do try to listen to podcasts. I try to do yoga. I try to go to the gym as much as possible, but it's not all the time. It's not all the time. So a stress reliever is those feel-good movies for me, something good on Netflix, and just watching whatever my youngest one wants to watch on Netflix. Sometimes the oldest one will want to watch anime or something, and I'm like, oh, really, this is not me, but I just spend time with them. And but I would recommend yoga. You can just practice, even sitting down. There's like an app that I downloaded, which is Office Yoga, and then you'll just sit down in your chair, stretch, some almost on the computer. So, yeah, and reading. I'm reading The Four Agreements right now by Don Miguel. It's a really good book. The Four Agreements, and you're such a badass. Yeah. Right?
I think I saw that on your Instagram too.
Yeah.
So I would say for me, I love cooking. I love to cook. And unfortunately, it's cold right now, so the farmers market has been closed. So I'm a little down about that, but I know spring is coming. I'll be right back out there again. I love to, try different things. I love listening to music. I have different type of music. I really like old school music, like gospel and praise, and then I'll mix it up with some like Caribbean, so I like a little bit, of everything. Let me see, what else do I like to do? I love dogs. I don't have one, but I love dogs. Oh my gosh. So I've had one growing up, had a few of them. And so I don't know. It's just something about their personalities. I hear Mary's back there, and I just want to take it right now. Yeah.
She's like, what? Wait.
And movies, I love movies. So since they've come out with Disney Plus, I've been like a big kid almost every weekend. I just watch all the old cartoons I grew up on, all the old movies and things like that. We have some comments that I didn't even see. Oh my goodness, my sister, Hartley. That's my sister.
My dog now.
And, some of you all know Marcy. She's also a notary. She's at one of my 3 groups. Thank you. I'm sorry I'm saying this so late.
Jasmine, real quick, big shout out to Notary Gem. She has a shirt out. It says female hustler, and it says the definition. So Notary Gem, big shout out to Notary Gem.
Is that GYM? Is that .com?
Yes, Notary Gem.
Okay, everybody. Go
Yes.
ahead. Check that out, notarygem.com.
No.
I'm on it.
No, I think that's her.
GEM.
Is it GEM? GEM? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was doing something. Excuse me.
That's her. I think that's her Facebook page, Notary Gem.
Yeah, I saw that on your Instagram. I was like, I need to get one of those too. Okay, is that better?
I don't think it's a website.
I'm sorry. Y'all go to Mary's Instagram and then find Notary Jim.
Yeah, I think that's her Facebook name though.
Oh my goodness.
I know
Well,
I follow her.
So it closes. I'm not going to keep everybody. I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I know y'all were doing this in between your signings. These ladies have been busy. They've been doing signings all weekend. I had to take my son to basketball today, so we just hung out. And like I said, I'm getting my notary signings are starting to come in. Thank you to Keisha, Amrock. I'm loving it. Getting spoiled. Is there anything you all like to share before we close with everyone? Words of encouragement.
Is everybody on Clubhouse? I know some of you are already. I know.
I am a Clubhouse junkie right now.
I have a profile.
Come to Clubhouse.
Team iPhone only as of right now, but definitely there was a notary room that went to midnight last night. So yeah.
Yeah,
Wow, what you guys talk about?
Just everything. This one was the title of this room was is NNA certification worth it or do you need it? And so
Oh, that's good.
it was a room full of varying opinions, but really good because you get to speak with people you may not necessarily meet. So Laura Buer popped up in the room, and she was giving out different nuggets and gems and that sort of thing. So it's just good to hear from a lot of people you won't normally have access to in your day to day. So I've done a couple of remote online notarization rooms.
Yes, very good. Those are very good.
So it's good.
So I have my profile created. I was talking to Christy about that before we got started. I said I've been slacking because I haven't finished putting my information in, but she said I need to get on it. So I'm going to do that
awesome.
this weekend so I can start tuning in. But before we leave, I just want to say you all will see these ladies again. I want to talk to them about. I always like to pay it forward. I don't want to just sit on the knowledge that was given to me. And my heart goes out to the young folk. Deshauna, I know she works with youth, so she knows my passion with always wanting to instill some type of positivity and knowledge to our young men and young women. So whether it's encouraging them get into notary, that's something you can do straight out of high school. To put money in your pockets if you're interested in going towards college and things like that. So I want to create a platform where we can mentor our youth. And kind of give them some guidance to those who may not get this coming up. So hopefully you will see us all again, in another facet. And thank you all. Love you all. Y'all have a good one.
And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jasmine.
You're welcome.